at the start tonight. C.J. Beathard dealing with that wrist injury. But, of course, the game, it looked a lot different to a lot of different people when the schedule came out because you had Khalil Mack that would have been chasing Jimmy Garoppolo around on the field. Obviously, that is not happening now. So the first few months of Jon Gruden's return, they have been interesting, to say the least.
It's about winning. I'm going to do everything I can to help this team get right again.
And we're going to find a way to get Khalil Mack back, too.
Hopefully we get him in here soon. He's an exciting player. He's one of the best in football.
The Bears made us an offer that we thought was really unique.
Obviously, Khalil Mack didn't want to play here.
As long as he's going to get that kind of time, the chains will move.
You got to train these guys. It takes a little bit of time to learn how to rush the passer. It's hard to find a great one.
And there's a pick six, ladies and gentlemen.
Carr in trouble, going to be sacked.
We had plenty of opportunities to make some plays. We didn't.
There's a few plays that uncharacteristically, he wasn't at his best.
The Cowboys have a #1 receiver, and the Raiders are in a full rebuild.
Certainly the two trades that we made are going to be highly scrutinized, and we're doing what we think is best for the Raiders.
Even though it's year 1 of 10, certainly pressure on Gruden, pressure to deliver on the 3 first-round draft picks they have now. Howie Long caught up with Gruden earlier this week.
I got a cell phone just like you and everybody else, right. And I get a lot of phone calls from people that are dying to come and play here. I'm just telling you, they're dying to play for the Raiders. Yeah. And to have salary cap space and to have a chance to talk to the people that you really want to wear the silver and black, the guys you really want to wear the silver and black and represent this team, that's exciting.
Much more from that sit-down coming up on Fox NFL Thursday. But, guys, it's clear hearing from Gruden. He's optimistic about the future here in Oakland. And because some of their moves, cap space, it certainly isn't an issue after he talked about going after some of those guys that he talked about as wanting to be a Raider. But, Mooch, is he the right person to oversee this rebuild?
Colleen, the answer is absolutely yes.
No?
Yes, he's the guy. Now, here you're going to say, well, they're 1-6. They traded away a couple of their best players. What's going on over there? Here's the thing. Jon is starting his tenure here at the Raiders with a long-term contract, and it's not so much about win this week, it's about win in the future, the near future. I'm going to give you a couple examples real quick, okay? Bear with me, Colleen, because when Nick Saban went to Alabama, he had one national championship under his belt. He went there, and he implemented his philosophy, his way of life. He probably got guys quitting because it was too hard, whatever that, and he recruited his own guys. He lost 6 games their first year. Alabama never loses 6 games with Nick Saban. Well, he said it's worth doing that because that's what we're going to. He's not going to compromise. The next year he went to a bowl game. The next year he won a national championship. Okay, I'll give you a pro example here because that guy over there, Michael Irvin, knows he went 1-15 in 1989 with Jimmy Johnson, a great coach, and they traded away Herschel Walker. And in the middle of the season, and they got a bunch of draft choices that they were going to use the next year. And you know what? They didn't win the Super Bowl the next year, but 4 years later they did because those draft choices hit. And all of a sudden, you add Michael Irvin and Troy Aikman with all these other draft choices that were great players, and you can win. That's what's going on in Oakland. Be patient, Raider Nation, because the future is bright. Mike, talk about that.
It really is, Coach, and it's important. Well, it's important to understand Jimmy was a master psychologically in working people and working certain players, and Gruden has some of that skill set. He has some of that skill set. Jimmy would walk by, and I remember sitting in a meeting room when we were at Miami, Jimmy would walk by, and we just lost 2 all-star wide receivers, and he would stop. He said, Michael, the world is talking about what am I going to do at wide receiver? He said, just wait till I showed him Michael Irvin, and walked off. I was like, oh, God. I said, Coach, I yelled down the hall, Coach, I won't let you down. He's like, I know you won't. I know you won't. But it was that thing that every time you worked out, you knew you were building towards something, even in the down times. Gruden has to do some of that, and I do believe he does some of that, but it's just hard, man. It's hard because you have to hit on those draft choices. Not just physical skill set. You got to bring the right mentality and the right attitude in that locker room.
They have to hit on those draft choices, but Jon Gruden has a spotty history with first-round draft picks, too. Gruden, so I could understand how Raiders fans might be a little worried, Kurt.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think he says that the answer is absolutely yes. I'm going to say we absolutely have no idea if he's the right guy. I mean, everybody's wondering right now. But now this goes beyond, as you said, there's one aspect that you have to be able to coach, right? You have to be able to put the right system in place for your players. Now the other aspect is you have to be able to draft. They've got a lot of draft choices that you say, man, we are set up. But you have to be able to draft the right kind of talent. And I'm a firm believer that, you know, a known commodity is always better than an unknown commodity. A Khalil Mack is always better than that next pass rusher we're going to get. Or Amari Cooper, a guy that's gone 1,000 early in his career. He's shown you he can do that at this level.
Me too,
better than that wide receiver that, we think he can do it at that level. So there's a long way to go here. And I'll even talk about the guy that's in the building in Derek Carr. Very, very talented young man. He's got all the skill set. But he still has to grow as well. He's still got to grow to become one of those great players in this league. So there's where the coaching comes in, and then the drafting and the coaching. There's a long way to go here. Now, I know they have the ammunition, but I'm not ready to say that I know for sure Jon Gruden is the right guy, because I'm questioning some of these moves that they've made. But we'll see. You know, as Coach said, the good ones find a way to draft, they find a way to coach, and they get the best out of their players. Will Jon Gruden be that guy here?
Jon has to toe his line now. He has to toe his line. He has to know now, really, in the series, they're not in the media anymore, even when you're talking to the media. He should not be telling that guy he has a phone and a lot of people are calling and want to play for the Raiders. Magic Johnson got in serious trouble called that tampering. You don't need to tell him that stuff. Don't even say that stuff. Just know that you have guys that you believe want to play for the Raiders, and you work towards that. Don't share it right there, because that may come back to bite.
Well, it's not going to help them tonight or this season, but not only all of those draft choices that they have. This entire draft next April is going to go through Oakland, okay? But it's all that cap room that he was just talking about. Maybe he said a little too much, Mike, but they've got all that cap room that they saved. They didn't pay $140 million out to a player that's been on the team when they're ranked 20th on defense every year. They saved it. They're going to get 2 or 3 players for him. Unknown, yes, but what if they get some good guys in here?
What if? I mean, what if? What if they hit on every draft pick and Derek Carr becomes the best player ever?
That's what the Dallas Cowboys did, and they won a bunch of Super Bowls.
A lot of what ifs.
It does feel like they have